So firstly, the way I view fascia personally is we have trillions of cells in the body. I've heard anywhere from, 20 to 100. Who knows how many there are? There's a lot. Every single cell has a correct alignment in your body. Every single cell membrane I see is really the extension of the fascia that connects every single other cell membrane. So it's kind of like a sponge. If you look at a sponge, when a sponge is hydrated and clean, it sits up, you can twist it, it's fluid, and it will always go back to its correct alignment. Let a sponge sit like with dirt and become dry, it gets twisted and hard. And then if you try to bend it, it breaks and it turns to dust. So that's kind of the difference between a body that's properly aligned with healthy fascia and the typical aging body of today. So interesting, the second question, because this is kind of how it relates. So as we are essentially coming to whatever practice for fascia decompression, from the state that we're currently in, we are a body that has allowed gravity to pull us down. And again, we're dominant on one side. So we age in a forward rotational direction. We become shorter and wider. And we tip either one way or the other, depending on a number of factors, one of them being what side we're dominant on. So the further those cells get pulled away from their proper home or position, the less connection we have to them. So we might only be feeding 10, 20, 30% of our cells fully and completely, if that. And again, the cells that are pulled further away, initially, they're going to share a pain signal. If we ignore that, which typically we do, it's going to get a little louder. If we ignore that, eventually that cell pretty much gets shut off from flow. So we have a disconnect to those cells. So the process of block therapy is all about using the tool, lying on the tool for a minimum of 3 minutes, because our goal here is to melt adhesions, because adhesions are what holds the body up from tipping over, but they also block blood and oxygen flow to cells. So adhesions are what we are working with in the fascia with block therapy. And adhesions equal pain. So we teach you how to become a pain seeker. So as you're lying on the tool and you're slowly connecting to proper diaphragmatic breathing, and we'll talk more about that in a moment, combined with the pressure, we start to melt through those adhesions, and then we start to connect to those cells that were deeper than what we are consciously aware of, so that we start to integrate the cellular wisdom into our being every moment of the day. And the more we connect deeply all the way to the root at the bone, the more we create space in the body, and the more we actually can hear our higher self. Right now, our ego is doing most of the work. And we've got to let that ego become a little quieter and really listen to what the heart is saying. And it's not just the heart, it's all the cells, but the heart pumps blood to every single cell in the body. So where those adhesions are, it blocks the message of the heart to that cell, and then that cell can't communicate to the brain. So we start to rely on memory in moments, as opposed to seeing each moment as a unique experience that has whatever result we choose, instead of falling into the patterns that we have created from past.